Hello guys, in this video I will tell you about Elizabeth I, William Shakespeare and Elizabethan literature. Elizabeth I, 7 September 1533 until 24 March 1603, was Queen of England and Ireland from 17 November until her death in 1603. Elizabeth was the last monarch of the House of Tudor and is sometimes referred to as the Virgin Queen. Elizabeth was the daughter of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn, his second wife, who was executed when Elizabeth was 2 years old. Any marriage to Henry was annulled, and Elizabeth was for a time declared. After Henry, Elizabeth's half-brother, Edward VI, ruled until his own death in 1553, bequeathing the crown to a cousin, Lady Jane Grey, and ignoring the claims of his two half-sisters, the Catholic Mary and the younger Elizabeth, in spite of state law to the contrary. Edward's will was set aside, and Mary became queen, deposing and executing Jane. During Mary's reign, Elizabeth was imprisoned for nearly a year on suspicion of supporting Protestant rebels. And the next is William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare, Babes, 26 April 1564 until 23 April 1660, was an English playwright, poet, and actor. He is regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's preeminent dramatist. He is often called England's national poet and the Bird of Avon, or simply the Bird. His extant work, including collaboration, consists of some 39 plays, 155 sonnets, 3 long narrative poems, and a few other verses. Some of uncertain authorship, his plays have been translated into every major living language and are performed more often than those of any other playwright. He remains arguably the most influential writer in the English language, and his work continues to be studied and reinterpreted. Shakespeare was born and raised in Stratford-upon-Avon, Warwickshire, at the age of 18. He married Anne Hathaway, with whom he had 3 children. The first is Susanna, the second is twin Hamid, and the last is Judith. Sometime between, he began a successful career in London as an actor, writer, and part owner of a playing company called the Lord Cumberland Men, later known as the King's Men. At age 49, he appears to have retired to Stratford, where he died 3 years later. Few records of Shakespeare's private life survive. This has simulated considerable speculation about such matters, as his physical appearance, his sexuality, his religious belief, and whether the works attributed to him were written by others. And the last is Elizabethan literature. Elizabethan literature refers to bodies of work produced during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I, and is one of the most splendid acts of English literature, in addition to drama and the theatre. It saw a flowering of poetry with new forms like the sonnet, the Spenserian stanza, and dramatic blank verse, as well as prose including historical chronicles, pamphlets, and the first English novel. Major writers include William Shakespeare, Edmund Spenser, Christopher Marlowe, Richard Hooker, Ben Jonson, Philip Sidney, and Thomas Kyd. Historical context: Elizabeth I presided over a vigorous culture that saw notable accomplishment in the arts. Voyages of discovery, the Elizabethan settlement that created the crowns of England, and the defeat of military threat from Spain. During his reign, a London centre culture, but courtly and popular, produced great poetry and drama. English playwrights combined the influence of the medieval theatre with the Renaissance rediscovery of the Roman dramatic, Seneca for tragedy and Plautus, and Terence for comedy. Italy was an important source for Renaissance ideas in England and the linguist in lexicographer. And that's all for me. Thank you.